Xenomorph had always trusted her ship more than people. The Aries was a towing vessel, patched and welded from years of hauling derelict stations and oil rigs across empty space, but it was hers. She knew every panel, every hum of the engines, every scrape in the corridors. When the corporation offered her triple pay to move 6 sealed containers from LV-349 to a research station near Kepler 11, she told herself it was just another run. Dangerous? Maybe. Illegal? Probably. But the money meant she could finally clear her debts, get her mom out of that hellhole she's in on Mythos 3, and keep the Aries flying. And maybe get a dog. She didn't ask what was inside. She should have. The containers hummed faintly in the cargo bay like they had their own heartbeat. Xera ignored it at first, dismissing it as stress or maybe mechanical vibrations. But on the 4th day, the motion sensor in Hold A triggered, waking her from a cryosleep. Her heart was beating out of her chest. She woke up, got up, checked the readings on the screen, as a faint robotic voice emitted,
"Hull integrity 97%.
"Not bad."
Minor microfractures along port bulkhead. No immediate danger. CO2 levels 94%.
Hey, that's better than I was expecting.
Scrubbers functioning at 89% efficiency. Oxygen levels normal. Power output 82%.
That could be better.
Reactor functions detected. Draw exceeds reserve limits. Organic biosigns 2.
Her mouth dropped.
Unidentified living organism detected in cargo hold A. Movement minimal. Thermal signature irregular.
Her hands shook. She grabbed her shock rifle and stepped into the darkened hold. The air smelled metallic in an odd, sickly way. She inched towards the cargo hold. Rounding the corner, she saw one of the containers had breached from the inside. Metal warped around outwards like something had clawed its way free. Black resin spread across the floor, crawling up the walls in sticky, pulsing veins. In the center of the resin lay a slick, folded husk, the remains of something that once squirmed and looked like it grown too large for its skin. Her stomach churned. She had heard the rumors, monsters, parasites, but she had never believed them. Now she wished she had. She felt something, a presence. She barely had time to scream before something grabbed her, claws digging in, pulled her to the floor. Her rifle clattered away, useless. Heat and wetness flooded her senses. Then, just as quickly as it had her pinned, it released her. Xera lied on the floor, gasping, chest pounding. She stood, unsure what had happened. She stumbled to the auto dock, falling onto the bed. It automatically sealed her wounds, patching her torn ribs. A blue beam traveled up and down her body. The screen blinked.
Anomaly detected.
"What?" she screamed. Something was alive inside her. She had no time to panic. She had to move. She had to survive. She began trying to plan a route, a path to some planet that could help her. Maybe Earth? No, she couldn't bring this there. Maybe Hyperion? Maybe Tauran 4? Hours later, she heard it. Something moving through the vents, metal scraping, a hiss that chilled her blood. She caught glimpses of it in the galley. A silhouette, a black, slick, elongated head, jaws glistening. Much bigger than when it grabbed her before. She would raise her rifle. It froze, tilting its head as if studying her. Then it slipped back into darkness. It could have killed her multiple times, but it didn't. She barricaded herself in the bridge, but the ship was no longer hers. Resin had crept over doors, floors, and walls, sealing off the corridors. Warnings and alarms blared constantly. Life support groaned under the strain, and the smell from the cargo bay was everywhere, heavy and sweet like rot. Fear gnawed at her, but she knew curiosity would kill her if she didn't return to the cargo hold. When she returned, the sight almost made her black out. Ooze and husks lined the walls, and at the end, an egg was open. She stumbled back, bile rising in her stomach. A facehugger rested on the ground like some sort of macabre sculpture. tail coiled over its back, fingers curled inwards, its body emptied of the perfect organism it once held. The fully grown alien stood over it, watching, tails swaying, claws flexing. It wasn't hunting, it was showing her what the ship had become. Xera ran, dodging through narrowing corridors, but the ship was alive with every sound. Metal creaking, resin stretching, wet hissing from every vent. Every corner, every shadow could hide it. She tried the escape pods. They were sealed, locked from the inside. The ship was no longer a vessel for her. It was a hive. By the next day, exhaustion made her legs shake. Her mind was frayed. She returned to the cargo bay one last time, rifle trembling in her hands. The alien towered above the egg now, head tilting. Its domed head was now a crest, more like a crown. Xera realized with hollow clarity that she was not the predator or even the prey. As she looked down to her stomach, she realized she was cargo. She dropped the rifle, her chest heaved, eyes wide with terror. The Queen pulsed and shuddered. Xera could hear them, all of them, some hive mind she was now connected to. Aliens miles, eons away. All at once, her chest seemed to beat with theirs. The Queen hissed, tail lashing as if in excitement. There would be no escape. The Aries was hers, and Xera was part of the ship now. Her chest slammed. A heart attack? A stroke? No, not possible. Another slam inside of her chest. She grabbed at her shirt. Horrible pain held her whole body. The last thing Xera saw before she fell to the ground was the alien's head, lowering towards her, hissing. Then the Queen looked down to Xera's chest just as it exploded. Her ribs bent outward, her blood ran. Just as her eyes and the creature's, still partly in her chest, met, the Queen roared. A low vibration ran through the deck, subtle at first, then stronger, almost mechanical. Xera was gone. The ship shuddered as the chestburster slithered to the floor. Somewhere deep within the Aries, a hidden system wheeled to life, an emergency course already plotted, engines quietly aligning toward a distant planet, Earth. The corporation, they were calling for their cargo. The Queen's hiss rolled through the corridors, joined by faint skitters and clicks. The lights flickered, the resin walls pulsing. A bulging, dripping egg sac grew from the Queen. The hive was beginning. The Queen was patient, and the Aries had already begun moving, carrying them across the void. Somewhere out there, Earth waited. Somewhere out there, the corporation waited. And the nightmare, alive and growing, was on its way.